Welcome back to Twin Cities Live. The holiday season is the perfect time for capturing special moments with loved ones. But we're not all professionals.
No,
sometimes those
we're
pictures
not.
we take can look pretty crummy, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so we wanted to go and get some help. So what we decided to do is get some simple tricks to taking the perfect picture from wedding photographer Andrew Vick. So welcome back to Twin Cities Live.
It's good to be here.
I know the last time you were on, we had just an unbelievable response from people because you really gave us some great tips on how to be a good wedding guest and capture moments at weddings. So
Thank you.
we had to get you back for the
So
holidays.
this is a little bit different, but speaking of special moments,
Yeah.
kind of a big weekend for you, we understand, Andrew. Do tell, buddy. Engaged.
Yeah, I pulled the trigger on it, as they like to say.
That's what we talk in Guy Talk. On television shows, we like to say we got engaged to our loved one.
Yeah. This weekend, I swept my love of my life away up to Duluth, up along the Rocky North Shore, and proposed to her. And she was crazy enough to say yes.
Okay, those are great pictures, and my guess is you're in them, so you didn't take them.
No. I worked it out. You know what, photographers, we have friends. And so I had a good buddy who was up in Duluth. His name's Brian, and he was going commando style in the bushes, sniping photos, paparazzi style. Across the rock studio.
That's how you got those photos.
Yeah.
And Janelle didn't know? Your
Not a
fiancé
clue.
didn't know?
Not a clue. She's still waiting for me to give her permission to go ring shopping on it. So I kind of jumped the gun.
That's kind of. I think it. So your reaction was cool, because it could also have been like, dude, what are you doing there?
Yeah, she was a little
cool
scared.
photos.
I mean, here we're going down to the cliffs of the North Shore with the waves crashing up, and there's ice running around, and she was cold, did not want to go down there. I said, oh, come on, you do it for me, right? Because, you know, you always want to do a bonfire with your boyfriend. And so I finally talked her into it, and I asked her to be my best friend, and I always dreamed about marrying my best friend, and asked her then I had one other question.
Hey,
Oh, my gosh.
life's good for this guy, 'cause he just opened up his new studio, too, in St. Louis Park. So what's the bigger event for you?
Yeah. Hey,
That's a trick
be
question.
smart, be smart.
I can put you on the spot a
The
little bit.
studio's been just a dream come true. I've dreamt it up for 5 years, as opposed to my entire life. And so Living Room Studios it's in full effect, and I got to hand select some key people within the wedding industry to share the space with. So we have a wonderful wedding coordinator, a DJ, a videographer, and then my world travels. I get to have it as my gallery and be able to display.
Right there, so one-stop shopping.
In some ways, but very personal.
Who are you going to have for your wedding photographer?
Oh, the #1 question.
Yeah.
As a wedding photographer, you know, there's a small little city called Las Vegas. Maybe you've heard of it. They kind of have built-in photographers and everything else, but
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be doing
not
that.
so much.
All right, so what if you want to take your own photos, though? You told us a little bit about weddings before and get-togethers, but for the holidays, you know, a lot of people are going to be taking their own pictures, especially with digital cameras and all the stuff you got at home. So the first thing we want to talk about is what kind of colors should people be wearing during these holiday photos?
We get that question asked a lot at the living room, and people will call in right around this time and say, we want to get something ready for the holiday season, and right away in their mind they click in, well, let's just dress in the holiday theme, so red and green. And you'll get to see a photo here that comes up in just a second. Here's a family that chose to use just whatever they had in their closet, print-wise, and you have zigzag lines going every which way. You have broad lines, you have thin lines. You have one lady who decided to wear a pattern texture, and then the very back is a solid color. And so our advice to people is always to pick a tone and go with that tone. It's sometimes too difficult, and here is an example of a family that picked cool tones or jewel tones and said, whatever you have in your closet, bring it. You don't have to go shopping, but it all blends in. Sometimes, you know, grandma doesn't look great in hot pink, and the whole family wants to wear hot pink. So at least this way, she's able to wear something that she's comfortable with and that she's comfortable in.
And I noticed you notice their faces more when you're not drawn to patterns on their shirts.
Exactly. And we see a lot of people wanting to match up the exact color for all the shirts, and it's tough with pigment colors, and you buy something at one shop, and then it's a little bit different in the other shop, so it's sometimes just a little bit off, and you have to throw it in black and white to make it look more universal.
Well, there we saw the jewel tones, and that was more, obviously that was more of a summery setting too. What about, though, for the holiday season? Do you need to be locked into the greens and the reds?
I would say it's more timeless if you avoid that, because yes, you're looking for a holiday card. There's a lot of ways to do holiday cards, And even a creative idea is maybe even pick a different holiday to be able to showcase your family. So with all the holiday wave coming in, with all the Christmas cards and the newsletters, I mean, they stack up in my house about this big. And so why not do a New Year's card, or why not do a Valentine's card? And so if you do more of a neutral setting, it'll stand up in your house a little bit longer.
What about poses? That's my number one question when you're trying to get everybody together. What's the best way to get them, you know, aligned to looking good?
Great question. As far as
I think we have one, maybe one that's not so
Not
good.
so good?
Yeah,
like this one?
yeah, I might have taken that one. Yeah, it's a family again that they just picked whatever that they had in their wardrobe, and again, it shows if it's a more in the same tonal family, it would look a little bit more universal. But the family is kind of staggered. All the shoulders are facing the camera. What I like to do is take the couple that started it all, whether it be grandparents, whether it be parents, and you put them back to back in the photo. And like you see right here, you'll see mom and dad back to back. Now you can put kids in laps. You can put extended family, and the family tree then clusters around them, whether it be on their knees or in groups right around them. And now you have touch. And touch is such an important language of love in all families. And now they look tight.
See how you turn that into a black and white, and then you can't notice the
Exactly.
clothes so much. Now, what about, do you want to do it in front of the tree? Do you want to do it somewhere like that?
So places to avoid would be windows or any kind of glossy fireplaces, because what's going to happen is the flash is going to hit that and bounce right back at your camera.
Okay.
And occasionally you'll have some red eye problems as well when that is the case. And again, sometimes people lock in their mind that they want to get that great holiday photo, but you know, maybe you take that around Thanksgiving and you decide that you want to actually send that in after the holidays are done, when the stress is a little bit less.
So we've talked about the subjects of the photo, and I know you have some words of wisdom for those that may be taking the photo, and you have an example here of something that you probably want to avoid. What don't you like here?
Well, I love this photo from the bridge standpoint, and if you wanted to see, oh, this family went to this wonderful location with this gorgeous bridge, great. But for a holiday card, it doesn't really work. The reason is that the photo you want to put up on your wall or up on the fridge in this matter, you want to be able to see your friends' faces, you want to see their expressions.
Look at that.
And
That's
so,
a great photo.
Don't be afraid of the zoom. Pull it in as tight as you can go. Have the family do a family hug, a group shot. Last time when we were on, we got a great response by telling people to try using the word hooray instead of cheese, because what happens is the eyes light up, the face lights up, and now the family looks like they're having a good time.
So just get everybody involved, and you said touch. Touchy-feely, make sure
The
everyone's
closer the shot, the better. You can't zoom too much, in my opinion, as far as what the image looks like for the fridge, because you're shrinking, again, down to usually a 4:6, and you want to be able to connect with people looking at that photo on the fridge.
Okay, so you got the photo, you got the setup. We want to talk about what's next, too, and I know you have a few other things that you want to talk about and point out to some people that they can look for, and I think we have a graphic of that there.
Great.
Use a professional lab, you think?
Exactly.
We like to avoid that when we can, but why do you say this is really a necessary deal?
It's necessary because we spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on the latest digital equipment, the latest digital camera, little point and shoot, and to save, what, 2 cents per image by getting it done at mass companies like a Target or a Walgreens or a Walmart, where many times they don't have someone looking over the exact skin tones. And so if you go to more of a professional lab, National Camera, Linhof Photo and Digital on 44th in France. So there's some different companies that have really personalized service, but also at these labs you get great customer service to be able to have retouches done. Many times they have graphic designers on staff.
Oh, cool.
And can like touch up glares, they can get rid of red eye. And to spend an extra 2 cents more and spend the extra $5 on your Christmas cards, well worth it.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
good. Andrew, we really appreciate the time, man. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, too.
Congratulations
Thank you
to
so
you.
much.
And
Love
to
having
Janelle.
you. Yes, yes.
Yeah, and for those family that I haven't told that I'm engaged, surprise.
Sorry. Thank you very much, Andrew. Well, for more information about how to take the perfect holiday photo for you and your family, go to KSTV.com and click on Twin Cities Live.